Hello, everybody. It's Marcy from wavesofcommunication.com. Welcome to another episode of my Language Facilitation Helpline podcast. The information in this show is designed to equip and empower parents to take action today. Parents are advised to never give away your power as your child's language facilitator to any therapist, teacher, consultant, or even to a specific method or strategy. And always honor your unique family's abilities and your own core values before you consciously initiate any action with your child. Most importantly, the strategies and advice provided here are general and not intended to replace personalized consultation. If you want individual coaching and advice, you should visit wavesofcommunication.com to learn how to work with me as a client. In this language facilitation coaching session, I'm talking with a mom who has a 4.5-year-old son who is late talking due to a history of chronic ear fluid, both with and without infection, over most of his toddler time. This mom has been following my page for a year now, and her son was not talking at all when she originally invested in the Language Facilitation Basics Independent Study Program back in July of 2019. Now, with the online course, this mom was able to reach her very busy, nonverbal son who never listened or followed directions and taught him how to listen and respond when she talked to him most of the time. She got his behaviors under control and he even started to say some words. And then he started going to an ABA school where they were using prompting and reinforcement to get him to say words during the preschool activities, and his behaviors were increasing both at the school and at home. By Christmas, this mom couldn't get her son past the occasional pop-out word, and he refused to respond unless there was some major reward involved. And during the holiday break, she realized his behavior decreased when she went back to natural language facilitation like she had learned in the program. And that's when she decided to upgrade to the Lifetime community in January of 2020. And we discovered that the prompting was blocking her son's spoken language and causing anxiety. And so I gave her a new plan to incorporate language facilitation at the end of January into some fun activities, including her older son, as well as during their everyday tasks that they had to do before and after school. This call was recorded back in February, only 2 weeks after this mom started in my Waves of Communication Lifetime community. Listen in to see what is happening now that she has become a full-time language facilitator. So how is it going?
It's been going pretty well, actually.
Great.
So he actually is saying quite a few words, and he's been doing that for the past couple of weeks now. And like, mommy, come. Also, mommy, sit and wake up and things like that. Things are going pretty good, and I'm quite excited about that.
He figured out now how to use words to help him. So he knows, like, when I say mommy comes, she comes. And then he also learned how powerful they are to tell you to stop. Those are the two main things that nonverbal kids feel so disempowered about, is like, I don't know when do I get a say about when things happen and when things don't happen? And a lot of kids will fight for that power. So now you're seeing these things unprompted, like when he comes. And when he says them, then what do you do?
So when he says, mommy, come, I really go to him. I mean, he doesn't have to say that too many times.
Right.
So it's like, mommy, come. He calls his elder brother Dada. So like, Dada, come. Yeah. And he's also saying, like, going back and forth between two languages, between the one that we speak at home, Bengali, and English. And he's actually trying to follow his brother quite a bit. Maybe the vacation week helped because they were together at home.
Yeah.
And he loves to be around. And we had a couple of his brother's friends over during the weekend, and he spent a good time with them.
That's
So he had a
great.
good time, and he's just trying to talk and trying to say things. So I'm really excited and happy about it.
That is great. So not just with you, also with your son, which is
Uh-huh.
also good. So now you're understanding. Now is your son, your other son,
Mhm.
learning how to talk to him a little bit different too, so that he understands him?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach him too, and he said, "Sure, I'll try." So we are
Wonderful.
trying to work on it.
Yeah, well, and not other people won't do it as well as you do. But
Uh-huh.
just the idea to get your other son to help him, to get him to try, you got to help your little brother. He needs to
Uh-huh.
learn the language. You're teaching him. He wants to be like you. And that's what you see too, even on the videos you showed me, was he always kind of wants to be like him. They race together.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
always following and doing
Yeah,
what he
he's
wants.
shut down in in the middle, and now he's back to trying to follow his whatever his brother is doing. So,
That's great. So that
yeah,
means the learning will continue, because
I hope so.
even when he's not as close paying attention with you, that he'll
Hmm.
learn from you, he's like, I'll learn from my brother. I'll learn those
Hmm.
things from him.
Yeah.
He's already learning from watching him, but now you've shown his brother how to talk to him in a way that he also can understand too. It's brilliant. Now, when he's talking and he's switching between, English and Bengali, is he doing it in the same sentences, or is he doing it with different people?
He's mostly speaking English, but there's a
Okay.
couple of times he went back and forth between the two languages with
Yeah.
his brother. So it's
Okay.
like Dada
Okay.
come, Dada I. So it's like going back
Ah,
and forth between the two languages talking to his brother.
so
So,
that means that he's feeling safe with his brother to be
hmm,
cool enough to talk Bengali. Because in
hmm,
your house, that's what you see in your family. That's what's cool, is when you use the home language, use the
uh-huh,
Bengali language. Like, he thinks that's cool.
yes.
So then he wants to try. That's great. I mean, for a kid who's, in that just get coming into his own age like your son is, he
Hmm.
wants to know what he does well and what he follows through, and you're showing him how to do what he wants to do
Hmm.
better, so he's like willing to try with
Yeah.
that thing.
The
So
only thing is that he still tries to avoid eye contact. Like whenever I'm talking to him, I know he's listening, but he
yeah,
still is looking at some other place. He's not looking at me. Like, so I'm trying to sit down and like we are washing hands. I'm trying to tell him something. He just does not look at me,
yeah, but he's
and
listening, and
he's
following
listening.
directions. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
it's okay. It's okay, because just like maybe if you're in doing the dishes and your husband comes home and he says, "Hello, I love you," you can have a whole conversation with him hardly without looking up from the dishes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
When you come in, he'll say hello, you give him a kiss, whatever, and then you continue to do what you're doing, and you're listening to what he's saying, and you're doing two things at once.
Mm-hmm.
We have these expectations of kids, like, look at me, focus at me. You can get in there by explaining things and whatever, and you can always check to see if he's listening by stopping, just stopping
Yep. He
talking.
comes
Or,
back right away. Yep. So
yep.
which means
So,
he's listening. He's paying attention.
that's right. So that's what you need most, because here's the thing. When he has understood and heard all these words. He
Mm-hmm.
understands everything. When he needs more clarification, or he doesn't understand exactly what you're saying, he will look,
Mm-hmm.
because he will look to your mouth for an extra hint, or something you are doing physically for an extra hint. And if he's not looking at you, but he is understanding, that's how you know how much language is inside of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because he's like, wait a minute, I didn't understand that. Because if you're even having a conversation with me and you don't understand exactly what I'm saying, you're going to be like, tell me again, look
Yep.
again. Like, you're going to look away, even if you're scribbling notes. Tell me again. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
will look if you want more clarification. But if you're good, you'll be like, okay, keep talking. Okay, keep talking. Okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
writing. I'm listening. Keep going, keep going. And then you can do that too. And you can always do the all check, you got it, you understand me, high five, okay, throw
Mm-hmm.
one of those in once in a while. You got that? high five, just to confirm that he got the message before he goes to do whatever, because now he's listening to these more complex things. So good that you're on today, because what I wanted to know is he getting at all bored or irritated with when you use the slow talking?
I don't think so. Mm-hmm.
Already in 2 weeks, you have seen a shift. Wait, I'm listening better, I'm learning words, and I'm using them on my own. The language is
Mm-hmm.
ticking here, things are happening. Some other parents don't have this kind of improvement. But see, you've been at this a while. You read
Mm-hmm.
the book a long time ago. You started the independent study course. You did all of that stuff
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
So when you had your first initial, back when you first started, you were like, wait a minute, we saw some of this back then and we got
Mm-hmm.
this going. But then what happened was it
It
dipped
went down.
because
Yeah.
of the things you didn't kind of take it to the next level. Like, you got his attention, but you didn't always honor his feelings or whatever it was that didn't get you over the next hurdle. But you figured it out now. You figured it out again. And usually, like I said, after a couple weeks, you'll see it to start to dip if the child hasn't grabbed it. And so
Okay.
one of two things has to happen. We move forward, keeping things moving more advanced, which is what we're going to do now, or we need to dial back and keep going with things where kids need. So that's why we have to test what's their gauge after 10 days or 2 weeks to see how fast the kid's grabbing it, because you got to keep up with them. Right
Right.
now, he's already getting it. So now your language models have to step up. That's
Okay.
why I asked about if he's bored with the slow talking. If he's not too bored with it, that's good. But he's also not hanging on every word either, which
Yeah.
means that you can move up to the next level of demonstration language, and you need to,
Okay.
right? So now, instead of just single step directions, I want you to start to think about two-step scenarios and explain it first. First, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Got
Okay.
it? First we're in little jobs at first, like toothpaste. First you put the toothpaste, then you brush your teeth, or three-step, first and then and last and then.
Mm-hmm.
They were telling the story of the activity. Step
Okay.
one is this, step two is that. And when you learn how to demonstrate things, instead of taking him, okay, put your toothpaste on and wait. Okay, get your toothpaste and wait.
Uh-huh.
Okay, put it in your mouth and wait. That's where prompting through everything happens. But you want him to start to take the initiative of, what do I do now? And what he's doing is, his brother isn't doing any. That's why he's moving past this, because his brother's not doing that. He's saying, come on, we're doing whatever, or I'm doing whatever. And there's a 5-step process. And your son's going, okay, first I got to do that, and then I got to do that. Okay, now in order to keep up with him, I got to do all this stuff. I can't
Mm-hmm.
just be 2 steps behind. He's wanting to keep up and have more. So your language models have to match more what your son is saying, the older son, to try to model those things for him in the things you have to do. So your son's taking care of the, here's what I want to do, like let's
Uh-huh.
race cars, or let's do whatever, that kind of stuff. But you have to show the language for the necessities. So one of the things we talked about was a job, or something like that you're doing in your house. Is he doing some job for you?
He doesn't pay attention. Like
Mm.
the other day, I was trying to make a batter, and he came over, he cracked eggs, he added the flour, he whisked it up. And when he couldn't, he just called me, Mommy, Mommy. So I went over and I helped him out. But that was only one single scenario. But most of the times when I try to tell him something, he just walks away.
Yeah.
So
So
although he
you're
sees his
still,
brother doing something, he would still either jump on the bed or jump on the couch, but not really get involved in doing that chore.
okay, good. So
Yeah.
that's how we know where he is. He's still at the, it's interesting to look at, but I'm not sure if I want to jump in myself,
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, make sure in both boys, catch them doing something cool and new, especially with this talking. Wow, you're telling me so much. Even if he says, Mama, come. Even if he says, Mama, Mama, Mama. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Wow, you're letting me know you are struggling. You are done. You have had it. You broke 2 eggs. You know, whatever you did. Wow, thank you. You helped me so much. So first of all, when the more you catch him doing
Mm-hmm.
those things and you give him a lot of praise for it, and you tell his brother to do some things and you give his brother a lot of praise for it,
Okay.
he's going to want to get some of that, you know?
Okay.
So that's what you do. You use his brother as the example of, when you try a little bit, I give you a lot of praise and even more stuff to do. And his brother's like, hey, wait a minute, I'm here too. I want to be part of the thing. You know, I want to have
Uh-huh.
that good thing. So that's how you use it. You try it that way. And then again, the jobs that you have to do, getting dressed, brushing teeth, is he engaging with you, or is he really now at the point where, leave me alone, I'm getting dressed by myself? What's his
No, he needs
attitude?
help. He needs help with getting dressed or with brushing his teeth. He tries to grab the pants when I'm pulling it up, so he would hold the pants and try to pull it up himself.
Uh-huh.
But he comes to me first thing,
Okay,
because
so
he can't
Mama
initiate it.
will help you put on your pants. First you put one leg, then you pull them up. You know, it's kind of that little. I was doing it before about these little chants that you can make and make up. I was doing that in one of my posts. Then first you do the one, and then you do the next. You know, those kinds of things will help him understand there's a 2-step process to this putting on pants. And talking through those things with a little bit of a song or a phrase or a something like that,
Mm-hmm.
those little cues will help him remember the physical action and
Mm-hmm.
also use the words for it. And more he will want, or less and less, he'll want your help and want to do those things on his own. And when that happens, wow, look at you, did it by yourself. That's so great. And then you'll be like, try a little bit and then back off. Give it a try. You can do it. Wow, look at you. That stuff where you just give a teeny bit of help. So you let him know, I'm right here and I'm not going to let you fail. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, I want to show you how to be successful with this, just like you did with your talking. So you'll find that his avenue will be open when, first of all, 100% he trusts it's for him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. Like, I get it. You're not going to try to teach me right now. Even though you're teaching me, it's not going to be like boring, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what it has to be for him. I know you're trying to teach me something, but it's just so fun. I don't even realize I'm learning. So, okay, I'll do it. And because
Uh-huh.
he still has that level of resistance. You know,
Yes.
like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna, how long will this last? It's only been 2 weeks and now she's trying to teach me again. So that's the other thing that's really important when he does start doing things. Be sure for sure not to slip back into prompting, because you don't want to lose that trust. You
Right.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. I just
that's the
worry about that too, that I don't slip back into prompting again and
right.
he just shuts down again.
Yeah,
So,
well,
yeah.
here's what you know. If it happens, because it could, you know, you wake up in a bad day, or you know, he's not talking much, or you, I don't know, whatever happens, because it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Just remind yourself of your current situation. When you first started, you saw a lot of improvement. You didn't even need to talk to me. You were like, no, I've got it. I'm learning these strategies. We're seeing improvement. And
Mm-hmm.
then it didn't work. And then you learned how to work with me, and now you saw it come back, right?
Yep.
So that's why it goes like this. Whenever you feel in the future, I mean, now you're working with me for life. So if it happens, you can be like, I'm getting on a meeting because I need to talk to Marcy. That's the first thing. But in your
Mm-hmm.
head, you have to realize, wait, I just have to make some kind of shift to turn this around again, because I
Mm-hmm.
know I can do it just by making a shift. Where did we lose him?
what happened? What did I do? Or what happened in his life? Because it could be also maybe his brother gets sick, or maybe his brother goes away and has a sleepover. I don't know, something happens that throws off his game, that makes things different, that makes him feel that loss of control, and he slips, and you don't want to slip with him. You want to say, oh, he's slipping. He needs me to be his safety net to bring him back to, don't worry, it's not hard to talk. Talking is fun. Talking is useful. We love it when you talk. We know you're not good at it, but we love you anyway. All of that, that he needs to understand. I know it's a process. Oh my goodness, that was so silly, because he knows when he makes a mistake. Like, he knows if he does it wrong, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
and if he does make a mistake, just like you, if you make a mistake, you wouldn't beat yourself up. I would say, don't beat yourself up, but you do. People do. We all do. We all humans do. I don't know if I did it right. Oh no, he's slipping. Oh no, whatever.
Right.
Because this is where you have to stay strong, because your conviction and trust in yourself that, look, I know I can turn this around. I know I can get him doing it. I just know that it has to come out on his schedule, in his way. And I just have to make encouragement the whole time so that he wants to try. Because the more he tries, the better he will get.
Yep, exactly.
Thanks for listening in today. Please share this podcast episode with anybody you think can benefit. And remember, there are tons of resources across my Waves of Communication platform to help you get started today on your language facilitation journey. There's more than 200 free videos on YouTube, a daily blog in my group on Facebook, my book, If It Isn't Fun, It Isn't Fun. Teach Your Child to Talk Faster Than Speech Therapy is available on Amazon and Audible, and my coaching programs. And all the details are on my website at wavesofcommunication.com. Of course, I'll be back next week with more information and strategies to help you continue on your language facilitation journey. Bye for now.